And so I felt it necessary to do something about that. And I did, as you so well know, conceptualize it in terms of four levels. I talked about the nested concepts, like one of these Russian dolls. At the very center of it was the immediate environment in which the developing person, the child, was living and being. The family, the peer group, the child care setting, the work setting later on in life, and so on. But, as I just mentioned, there were several of those. And it turns out, at least from my theoretical viewpoint, and we now have a lot of evidence on that, that there are interconnections among them. And in fact, when those interconnections are weak, it's trouble for development. So you might say the system of microsystems is what I call the mesosystem, which is the interconnections between the systems in which a given individual is living and developing. But there are also settings outside of that in which very decisive things happen, and yet the child is never in them, or rarely in them, at least in our society. The most salient one like that is the parents' workplace, where all kinds of things happen that the parents bring home into family life, and vice versa. Things that are happening in the family life get carried into the workplace, and that brings problems and benefits over there. So that was the exosystem, because it's outside the world of the developing person. Then there was the fascinating recognition that those things also are organized into systems. So when you go to France, all of these things are French. What happens in these settings, what happens between these settings, have French style and recognizable, and you know darn well when you leave France and cross the border. Now, that's the macro system. Finally, there's a crucial dimension. If development is concerned, as we all, I think of it, as continuity and change in the characteristics of human beings over the life course, time is a dimension. But it's not only the individual that's changing. One of the reasons the individual is changing or remaining the same is because all of these environments change or remain the same. That's the chronosystem. So we have these four systems in which development takes place. And they're not passive. They're active as they can be. They're half of what we are.